Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Athletic School podcast. Today is going to be a solo episode. It's only myself. There's no guest speakers, and it should be a short episode as well. So just a little bit about the background of this podcast, this episode. A few days ago, I posted something on Instagram saying how I think comparing yourself it's actually a good thing. Comparing yourself to others is a good thing. Then I asked people for their input and their feedback and what they thought about. And it took me a lot of reflection to come up with the idea that compare yourself to others, it is a good thing. Um, I do believe that comparing yourself to others, it is a thin line, and it can be tricky if you're not on the right mindset, if you don't have the right mentality, right? So I think to start off with the podcast with this quick episode, um, I think it's when to compare yourself, right? I think you have to understand that in order to compare yourself, why are you comparing yourself to others? Right? I think it's a great way for you to improve yourself. If I look back when I was playing soccer and everything that I do, basically, when I was comparing myself to others, I was pushing myself to get better and to get better and get better and get better. And, it was basically a lot of progress when I was comparing myself to others. And that goes from playing soccer and trying to be better than the other keepers. I had a roommate at the time that he would say, well, let's be at the gym at 5 a.m. And then I would try to be there at 4:55 just so I can beat him, right? And in sports, in business, in whatever area you are, um, that's a mindset that you must be. If you want to be successful, you have to have the mentality. I think it's very difficult if you don't have that mentality and you are trying to become successful, become a millionaire. If you're trying to become an outlier, and if you don't have that mindset, I think it's very difficult to get there. So when to compare yourself, right? I think comparing yourself to others, it's great so you can push yourself and you can improve, right? um, so if I'm comparing myself to Cristiano Ronaldo, right, soccer player, and like I can think that, well, he's one of the best. He has a lot of resources. He's very, very good. He has everything that a soccer player needs. Um, and I'm not never gonna get there. Um, and if I'm gonna think about that, I don't think I should compare myself to him, right? Because he's in another level. But I can look at things in a different way and look, okay, I'm not gonna get there, but what can I do to get maybe a little closer to him, right? Is he, I don't know, is he drinking electrolytes? Is he using the foam roller? How much time does he sleep at night? How many hours does he sleep at night? What kind of diet he has? What kind of training is he doing? What is he doing off the pitch? Right? And things like that. So I think there's this quote that says that comparison it is the teeth of joy, and I I disagree. I think it can be if you don't have the right mindset, but I think if you have the right mindset, it's not gonna take any joy because it's a game of progress. And if you look at your progress, you're gonna be enjoying the process. You're gonna trust the process, and it's just part of the process, right? You have to get better. And part of getting better, it's pushing yourself and like, look, this guy, he's the same age as I am, but he's playing for a much better team. So I have to get better. And that's how you get better, right? So there's a book called Mindset by Carol Dweck, which I highly recommend you guys reading. It's a very short book, very interesting. It's a book that I have been recommending to people for a long time. And there's the concept of a growth mindset and the fixed mindset. And I have here a little bit of the description. So basically, a growth mindset is believing the abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and effort. On the other hand, a fixed mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence cannot be changed, right? So if I compare myself to someone and I think that can push me and that can help me get better, I think that's a great thing, right? And that's a growth mindset. On the other hand, if I look at Cristiano Ronaldo, if I look at other players, and the only thing that I see it's boundaries and barriers doesn't allow me to grow, I think that comparison it is a bad thing. So before you compare yourself, I think you have to have the right mindset. You have to have the growth mindset. It's not necessarily about comparing yourself to others. We are humans. The other day, I had a podcast with Haley. She's a D1 athlete, and she was talking about how she compared herself to other people. And we actually talked about how we are humans, and that always gonna happen, always. So I think it is very tricky and but very important for you to have self-awareness, right? Um, am I trying to get better, right? Am I comparing myself so I can get better, or am I comparing myself and that's just pulling me back, right? So have the right mindset, have self-awareness, and when it comes to self-awareness, I think simple things as journaling and can be a meditation. And meditation, again, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to sit down like Buddha and meditate for hours. No, you can go for a walk without your phone, your cell phone on the side. um no music, no stimulation, and just you and your thoughts, have that self-talk. I think that's very important. It's a very easy way for you to become self-aware. um, and then you're gonna start asking questions to yourself, and then you're gonna find where that line is between comparing yourself in a healthy way and comparing yourself in a way that is not that healthy, right? So again, I think comparing yourself to others, it is a great way for you to push yourself and to get better. That's how I did. uh, Probably not the healthiest way, right? But trust me, I mean, if you want to be successful, you have to be a little crazy. You have to do something, right? If you're doing the same thing that the other people are doing, um, you're just gonna get the same results that other people are getting, right? So you have to do something different. Comparing yourself, like, let me beat my coworker to work and be there a little earlier because I know I need to improve my time management, right? Let me get to practice a little earlier so I can do a little bit of foam roller, which, trust me, is gonna make a difference. It's about those small habits will bring a bigger result at the end. So that's it for today. It's a very short episode. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on comparing yourself to others. Um, hear about how you guys are dealing with that comparison. In sports, you are comparing yourself to others all the time. It is about winning. There's only one winner and a bunch of losers. So it is about comparing yourselves. I think we just have to find a way that is a healthy way and take advantage of the comparison that we already have. Thanks for listening. Stay strong. And I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Make sure you follow us on all main social media and go back and listen to some other podcasts that we have some great guest speakers. And yeah, stay strong. I'll see you guys next episode.